Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wild. Today we are talking about how much of your car can you actually write off. One of the biggest expenses gig workers incur is the expenses on their vehicles, which is good in a lot of ways because it could save you a ton of money during tax season. However, the real question is, how much of your vehicle can you actually write off? Because unless you have a vehicle that is specifically for just gig work and nothing personal whatsoever, you cannot write off the full amount. So with that said, we are talking about how much of your car you can write off of your vehicle for business purposes, how you can and cannot do that because both of those aspects are important, and everything in between. But before we do that, let's go over a quick disclaimer. The content of this video does not contain, is never intended to be, legal, business, financial, tax, or health advice of any kind. This video is for entertainment purposes only. It is advised that you conduct your own research and consult qualified professionals before applying anything you find online. Also, thank you to GigTax for verifying this information and making this video possible. Choosing your method. The first thing you have to do is decide which of the two methods you want to use during the course of the year. The standard mileage method and the actual expense method. The standard mileage method. The standard mileage method is instead of you calculating the cost of all the gas and repairs and otherwise that it takes for you to use your car, you can use the number of miles you have driven throughout the year. Each year, the number is going to be different and it will require you to accurately keep track. But for the year 2023, you will be able to write off 65.5 cents per mile driven for business purposes. And for 2024, you will be able to write off 67 cents per mile for business purposes.
That sounds like so much work and so much math. Can't they just guesstimate the right amount or round it to something that looks like it makes sense?
Well, that's a great way to lose a lot of money on your tax return, or worse, open yourself up to an audit. Besides, with the mileage and expense tracker that does all the work for you, you won't have to guesstimate because it'll be tracked automatically. Hot tip, if you choose to write off your miles, you can still write off a plethora of other expenses if they are ordinary and necessary to your business, such as health insurance, supplies, electronics, cell phone bills, software, mileage tracking apps, Spotify, YouTube Premium, travel, business meals, and one that people miss all the time, but not when they file with GigTax, tax prep fees. Joseph Mayo, founder of GigTax. I'm also going to leave a table in the description to the IRS website in case you see this video at a later date than 2024, so you can see what is accurate during that year. Standard mileage for leased cars. Now, personally, I would not use a leased car for gig work, but let's say you were for a second. For a car that you lease, you must use the standard mileage rate for the entirety of the lease period, including renewals, if you choose the standard mileage rate. Electric vehicles. If you choose to use an electric vehicle for gig work, it is almost a no-brainer to use the standard mileage rate. The expenses are overall lower, you aren't paying for gas, and you have an EV tax credit that you can apply for. Not to mention how some of these apps are constantly badgering you about how they're reducing their carbon footprint or going green and gonna offer you money to take on an EV and blah, blah, blah. Now, to be clear, this isn't to start a debate in the comments section on if gas vehicles are more efficient or the range of the vehicle or anything like that. Just that electric vehicles and the standard mileage rate just go extremely well together. Actual expense method. The actual expense method is exactly what it sounds like. You'll be tallying all of the actual costs that you encountered throughout the year that you used your vehicle for. These expenses will have to be business related to qualify for tax deductions. To use the actual expense method, you must determine what it actually costs to operate the car for the portion of the overall use of the car that's in business use. Gas, oil, repairs, tires, insurance, registration fees, licenses, depreciation, or lease payments that are attributable to the total miles driven that are business miles. Calculating business use percentage. Business use percentage is the amount of driving you do for business purposes, also exactly as it sounds. In order to calculate this, you will still need to track your miles and expenses. Whether that's through an app or straight analog with a notebook, but to each their own with that. Either way, you will need this information to determine how much of your expenses on your vehicle were incurred for business purposes. Section 179. The Section 179 deduction is where you elect to recover all or part of the cost of your car that is qualifying Section 179 property, up to a limit by deducting in the year that you place the property in service. You can claim the Section 179 only in the year that you place the car in service. For this purpose, a car placed in service when it is ready and available for a specific assigned use for the trade or business. Even if you aren't using the property, it is in service when it is ready and available for specific assigned use. That said, however, this method is not something most gig workers are really going to capitalize on. According to the IRS, a car first used for personal purposes can't qualify for the deduction in a later year when its use changes to business, which disqualifies most gig workers' vehicles unless they have a specific vehicle for gig work and nothing else. In order to qualify for this deduction, though, you must use the property more than 50% for business purposes. So if you decide to get a new car or a new car to you while you're also a gig worker, you can use it for that. But really, the people that are going to capitalize on that the most are the people that aren't specifically driving for work, but need to drive for their work, if that makes sense. Now, we did go pretty deep into detail for each of these methods in my video comparing the two together, so I'm going to leave a link in the description to that video. Feel free to check that out. Parking fees and tolls. Other car expenses for parking fees and tolls are attributable to business use only and are separately deductible, whether you use the standard mileage rate or actual expenses. These methods are used for the vehicle itself, not where you leave it or drive it. What you cannot write off. Now let's talk about some of the other challenges of writing off your vehicle, and that is talking about what you cannot do. You know, unless you want the IRS to pay you a visit, right? Commuting. According to the IRS, commuting doesn't count as driving for work. Commuting is any driving you do between your home and a separate dedicated place of work, like an office or co-working space. There are a couple of loopholes around that, though. If you have a tax-deductible home office, any driving to and from work-related meetings and errands count. If you don't have a designated location for work, such as with gig work, there isn't any one singular spot you go to, since you can be anywhere and everywhere. All business miles are accumulated from that are considered write-offs, and if you are using the standard mileage method, or count towards your business use percentage if you are using the standard 179 deduction. The use of your car by another person. Driving your car for business purposes is one thing, but you gotta be the one driving. It's one thing to help a friend out by loaning them your car or bring your significant other to dash with you, but if they're driving it, it doesn't count. So if you go analog with your vehicle's mileage tracking, make sure that you mark that as you were not the one driving. Another great reason to get a mileage and expense tracking app is that it tracks your phone's location, and usually your car and your phone aren't in the same place if you aren't driving. Limits on write-off years. So there's only so many years that you could really use the actual expense method, if at all. Specifically when talking about depreciation, from the moment you place your car into service, you could write off your expenses of the depreciation for 5 years. After that, unless you didn't take the first year for actual expenses and use the standard mileage rate for the first year, as you should have, you'll use the option to write off depreciation on your vehicle, or you're gonna have to get a new one. You can write off other expenses as well, gas and maintenance for sure, but at that rate, the majority of the value of the write-offs are going to be subpar in comparison to the standard mileage rate.
But Joe, we're gonna drive our cars into the ground in most cases. And the amount of miles we're driving, we're probably not gonna even have the car for 5 years.
And you know what? You could be right about that, but either way, doesn't matter. In my opinion, and this isn't financial advice, personally, whenever I put a car into service for my business, and I have done so a few times already, I start with the standard mileage rate, so I always have it as an option. Traffic violations. Traffic violations of any kind cannot be considered write-offs. It doesn't matter that you were trying to get to your customer to beat the contract violation or account notice. You still earned that ticket for driving 90 in a school zone, so drive safe and don't lose money on crap like that. Now, I do have a couple of side notes that I would like to go over on this subject. Switching between methods. As we said before, if you want to use the standard mileage method in any tax year, you must do so in the first tax year you use your car for business. In later years, you could choose to switch back and forth between the methods from year to year. However, if you use the actual expense method in the first year, you are required to use this method for the specific vehicle in future years. Each year, you'll want to calculate your expenses both ways and choose a method that yields a larger deduction and tax benefit to you. You could do this by using an app on your phone that tracks your expenses and mileage, such as Everlance or QuickBooks Self-Employed. Don't be that guy. Now, some of us, especially using mileage and expense tracking apps, like to push the boundaries a little bit to claim that certain trips are for business and claim certain expenses are for business, when in reality, you drove to the liquor store to get that bottle of wine for yourself and not to any specific customer for any business. This can get you into serious trouble for the IRS if you get audited. You'll have to face some serious consequences, so do yourself a favor, don't be that guy. Working with a tax professional. Of course, there is the other point of understanding the nuances and other challenges that come with knowing all of the limits and making sure that things are getting done in the most IRS compliant way, which is why it's vital that you worked with qualified tax professionals to help you do taxes as accurately as possible, and GigTax is here to help. Tax season is inevitable, and for every hour spent navigating tax season by yourself, you miss out on potential earnings, precious moments with your loved ones, and expose yourself to financial risk. Recognized as the leading tax preparation service for gig workers, GigTax is dedicated to simplifying the process, saving you time, energy, and money. Founded by Joseph Mayo, a seasoned gig worker with 6,000 deliveries across 6 platforms since 2020, GigTax addresses the overlooked, overcharged, and underserved needs of gig workers in the financial realm. Drew and Wyld subscribers can take advantage of an exclusive 60% discount on GigTax's tax prep, and if you act now, the first 5 registrations include complimentary tax preparation. Hold on, let me say that again, just in case you didn't hear me. Professional tax prep tailored to your needs. Absolutely free! Secure your spot today with GigTax using the description link below and enter Wyld to maximize savings and get back to what you do best, making the most amount of money in the least amount of time in the safest possible way. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace!